is meant by guttation? Okay, so this is the process of elimination of water in the form of droplets from leaf to surrounding. Okay, so now we are discussing about structure of a special kind of structure. For example, so this is the midvein. So this is the lamina. Okay, so or leaf blade. So this is the midvein. Okay, it is composed of xylem and phloem tissues. Okay, na? So this is the vein ending. So this is the vein ending. Okay, right. Note this point, very, very important. So vein ending, it is continuous with a special kind of parenchyma cells. So these are a special kind of parenchyma cells, okay, known as epithelium tissue. Epithelium tissue. So this is the epithelium tissue. Okay, so which is present above the vein ending. Okay, vein ending is continuous with a special kind of tissue is called as epithelium tissue. Okay, in which cells are arranged loosely with larger intercellular spaces. Okay, so these are powdery cells. So cells are loosely arranged, right? So above the epithelium tissue, this is the cavity. So this is the cavity. So cavity, okay, a space. Next, so leaf tip. So it ends with a special kind of opening. So this is the special kind of opening is called as water stomata. Water stomata. So water stomata is a minute pore. So this is the water stomata. Okay, it is very similar to that of stomata. But what is the difference between stomata and water stomata? Yes, so in which two guard cells are present. So two guard cells are present, but they do not show opening and closing mechanism. So that is the difference. Okay, which is always open. Which is always open. Okay, right. So listen to me. So this is the xylem or vein. So when excess of root pressure, water is released from midvein to epithelium tissue, then water reaches the cavity. Water is released out in the form of droplets. Okay, so in the form of droplets. Listen to me carefully. This water stomata is called as hydathode. Hydathode. So hydathode nothing but water secreting tissue or water stomata. Okay, listen to me. So water, it moves through the xylem and releases into the epithelium tissue. Then water reaches the cavity. So then water is released out in the form of droplets through water stomata. Okay, which is called as hydathode. Hydathode and chapali. Okay, so this process is known as guttation. Okay, listen to me carefully. What is the main difference? What is the main difference between transpiration and guttation? In transpiration, water is released in the form of vapor, but in guttation, water is released in the form of droplets. So that is the difference. Okay, right? So guttation, it can be seen in very, very important night or early morning. So night and early morning. Okay, so at the time transpiration is very less, very low. That's why due to root pressure, excess of water is released into surrounding in the form of droplets through the special opening which is present near the apex of the leaf, near the apex of the leaf. Okay, so that is guttation process. Okay, right. So in the last class, we have discussed about root pressure. Okay, but root pressure, it is responsible for the water movement in the plant body. especially in smaller plants, okay, which is not applicable for the movement of water in tall trees. Okay, right. So, give the best example, that is conifer. Conifer. Okay, gymnospermic plants. Okay, scientifically called as Sequoia. Sequoia. Okay, Sequoia sempervirens or giganteus. Okay, so which is already given in the textbook. Okay, Sequoia sempervirens or Sequoia gigantea. Okay, this is the largest tree, tallest tree. Okay, in which water movement in upward direction is takes place with the help of transpiration pull, but not root pressure. So root pressure kaadu, transpiration pull ద్వారా water పైకి move అవుతుంది. Okay, in taller trees, right? So that is the introduction to. So complete discussion about root pressure. Now we are discussing a mechanism. Write down cohesion, tension, cohesion, tension, transpiration, pull. Cohesion, tension, transpiration, pull. Okay. So generally in taller plants, okay, water is pulled up in the plant body, not pushed up. So water అనేటువంటిది పైకి పుల్ చేయబడుతుంది కానీ పైకి పుష్ చేయబడదు. Okay, in taller plants. Okay, right. So this theory proposed by Dickson, Dixon, Dickson. So he proposed cohesion tension theory. So according to this theory, the movement of water in upward direction in taller plants by transpiration. So transpiration is the driving force. Transpiration is the driving force for the cohesion, tension, transpiration pull, okay, or upward movement of water in the plant body. Right. So transpiration. Yes, listen to me. So generally, already told you. So among the total absorbed water by root, just less than 1%. So less than 1% of total absorbed water is utilized for photosynthesis. Remaining 99% of water is released out. Okay. Among the total amount of absorbed water, just less than 1% of total absorbed water is utilized for photosynthesis. The remaining water is released out into the surrounding in the form of vapor, which is called as transpiration. So which is called as transpiration, right? Now according to this theory, listen to me. So this is the transpiration dependent process, cohesion, tension, transpiration pull model. Okay, so in which the movement of water depends upon transpiration, okay, which is affected by three factors, namely, write down cohesion. So cohesion of water molecules. Cohesion of water molecules. This is the first property. Second one, addition of water molecules. So this is the second property. Okay. So third one is transpiration pull. Transpiration pull. Yes. So before that, write down what is meant by ascent of sap. So ascent of sap. Ascent of sap. Okay. So it means the movement of water in the upward direction against gravity in the plant body. Okay. The movement of water in the plant body in upward direction against gravity, okay, is called as ascent of sap. Okay. So in this process, ascent of shaft has been affected by three properties: cohesion of water, adhesion of water, and transpiration pull. Okay, na? అయితే మీరు ఒకటే చెప్పండి అన్న. So this is the stem, right? So this is the root, right? So root absorbs water, then water moves in upward direction within the plant body against gravity through xylem. Okay, right? So the movement of water through xylem against gravity in upward direction is called as ascent of shaft. Okay, right? So which is affected by three properties and చెప్పాము, cohesion of water molecules, adhesion of water molecules, and transpiration pull. So three properties. Okay, write down. So these three properties give the water molecule. So water tensile strength, and capillarity. So tensile strength and capillarity. Okay. So water exhibits tensile strength and capillarity due to these properties. Sorry, what is tensile strength? Listen to me carefully. So tensile strength nothing but pulling force, okay, which is created in the water column of the xylem. Okay, so that is the reason. So water is pulled up. Okay, so that is tensile strength. Second one, capillarity. So capillarity, it is an ability to rise in thin tubes. Okay, so this is xylem vessel. Now it acts as thin tube, okay, in which the movement of water molecule in upward direction. So that is capillarity. Okay na? అంటే ఇప్పుడు జైలం వెజల్ లో ఒక టెన్సిల్ స్ట్రెంత్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది, అంటే పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్. ఆ పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్ వల్ల వాటర్ మాలిక్యూల్స్ అనేవి పైకి మూవ్ అవుతాయి ఇన్ అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్. ఓకే, సో దీస్ కండిషన్స్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ టెన్సిల్ స్ట్రెంత్, దట్ ఈస్ పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్, అండ్ క్యాపిలారిటీ. సో క్యాపిలారిటీ మీన్స్ రైజ్ ఇన్ ద మూవ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ ఇన్ అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ త్రూ జైలం. జైలం ద్వారా వాటర్ పైకి మూవ్ కావడాన్ని మనం క్యాపిలారిటీ అంటాం. ఓకే, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం, so tensile strength very important. Okay, so finally, so ikkada meeru definitions note cheskunnanu. So cohesion of water molecule, first property means, write down, mutual attraction so mutual attraction between water molecules, mutual attraction between water molecules. Next, so addition of water means attraction between water molecules and surface of xylem vessel, okay na? Right, so that is addition of water molecule. Next, come to transpiration pull. So transpiration pull, it is the driving force. So driving force for the movement of water in upward direction. So what is the driving force? Transpiration pull. Okay na? Right. So let us discuss how water moves up in the plant body. So listen to me carefully. This is the stem. So this is the leaf. Okay, right. So this is the root system. Okay, so this is the root head. Okay, in this process, very important, water is released into atmosphere in the form of vapor. vapor, in the form of vapor. So water is released in the form of vapor, okay, from leaf to surrounding, right? So that is the reason water potential in mesophyll cell gradually decreases. So these are mesophyll cells like polysad parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. Okay, so now water comes out from mesophyll cell to surrounding. Okay, so then water potential gradient is established. Water potential gradient is established between mesophyll cells and xylem of the leaf. So that is the reason water moves from xylem to mesophyll cell. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఒకటి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి అన్న, ఫస్ట్ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఈ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు ఈ ఇంటర్సెల్యులర్ స్పేసెస్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి వాటర్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ లేకి వేపర్ ఫామ్ లో రిలీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, దెన్ water potential gradient is established between mesophyll cells and substomatal cavity or intercellular spaces. So that is the reason water comes out of the mesophyll cells. Mesophyll cells nunchi water bayitiki vastundi. Okay, and again water potential gradient is established between xylem vessels and mesophyll cells. So that is the reason water moves from xylem vessels to mesophyll cell. ఇప్పుడు జైలం వెజల్స్ నుంచి mesophyll cells లేకి వాటర్ మూవ్ అయింది. ఓకే, టెల్ మీ, సో ద వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఇన్ ద జైలం వెజల్స్ విల్ బి డిక్రీజెస్. సో జైలం వెజల్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద టెన్షన్, దట్ ఈస్ ద పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్. ఓకే, నెగటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెషర్, రైట్? నౌ దిస్ టెన్సిల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ extends from leaf to stem. So that is the reason water moves from the xylem of the stem to leaf. Itla move avutundi. Okay, again water potential gradient is established between the stem and root. That's why water moves from root to stem. Okay, now water potential gradient is established between xylem vessels of the root and root hair. That's why water moves from root hair to xylem. And finally, so water potential gradient is established between soil and root hair. That's why water moves from soil to root hair. సో ఎక్కడో ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ జరిగితే ఇక్కడ రూట్ హెయిర్ వాటర్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఓకేనా? టెల్ మీ, ఈజ్ ఇట్ పుల్లింగ్ ఆర్ పుష్డ్? పుల్లింగ్ ఫోర్స్, నాట్ పుషింగ్ ఫోర్స్. ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ జరిగినప్పుడు ఓకే, లీఫ్ జైలం వెజల్ లో మనకు నెగటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెషర్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అయ్యి, దట్ ఈస్ టెన్సిల్ స్ట్రెంత్. ఆ టెన్సిల్ స్ట్రెంత్ అనేది లీఫ్ టు స్టెమ్, స్టెమ్ టు రూట్ కు ఎక్స్టెండ్ అవుతుంది. సో దెన్ వాటర్ మూవ్స్ ఇన్ అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్. ఓకే, రైట్. సో ఫైనలీ, సో రూట్ హెయిర్ ఇట్ అబ్జర్బ్స్ వాటర్ ఫ్రమ్ ది సాయిల్. సో కంప్లీట్లీ which takes place according to water potential gradient. ఓకేనా? రైట్. అయితే ఇక్కడ మీరు కొన్ని ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ పాయింట్ లో కొన్ని సెంటెన్సెస్ నోట్ చేసుకున్నానా? రైట్ డౌన్. బేస్డ్ అపాన్ water potential, based upon water potential, the correct sequence of various regions, ఓకే, బ్రాకెట్స్ లో అసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్ అనివ్వండి. అసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్. టెల్ మీ, among the various regions, highest water potential, soil water. So soil, so it has highest water potential. Okay, right. So next, root hair. Next, root xylem. Next, stem xylem. Next, leaf xylem. Next, atmosphere. 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 So in which atmosphere has least water potential, soil has highest water potential. So that's why the movement of water from soil to root hair to root xylem to stem xylem, then leaf xylem, then atmosphere through mesophyll tissue. Okay. Yes. So generally, so recently revealed that the tensile strength or pressure which is present in the plant body, which is suffice to lift the water through xylem about 130 meters. So 130 meters. అంటే మనకు ప్లాంట్ బాడీలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ టెన్సిల్ స్ట్రెంత్ అనేది అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ 130 మీటర్స్ హైట్ వరకు వాటర్ లిఫ్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? సో విచ్ ఇస్ సఫిస్. The tensile strength which is present in the plant body, okay, is sufficient to lift the water about 130 meters in height. So no problem. So that is the reason even in longer trees, tall trees, tensile strength is present. It is useful for the upward movement of water through xylem against gravity. Okay, so this is cohesion, tension, transpiration pull model. ఓకేనా? ఇందులో ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ పుల్ అంటున్నాం కదా, దట్ ఈస్ ద నెగటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్. నెగటివ్ హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ప్రెజర్, ఓకే, విచ్ ఈస్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ ఇన్ ద xylem. Okay, so this is the driving force for the movement of water in upward direction. Okay, leave it. So come to most important phenomenon, that is transpiration. Yes, now we are discussing about transpiration. Okay, very simple definition already known. Okay, so escape of water, write down, escape of water in the form of vapor from living tissues, of aerial parts of the plant body through stomata. So through stomata. Stomata plural, stoma singular. Okay, stomata are many. So tell me, so usually stomata are present on the leaf, on the surface of leaf. So these are minute openings. So numerous stomata are present on the surface of leaf. Okay, through which water is released in the form of vapor into surrounding. Okay. Yes. So there are two main experiments to demonstrate the rate of transpiration or transpiration. Okay. Number one. So first experiment, bell jar. So bell jar experiment. So bell jar experiment. Okay. So it is very easy to demonstrate transpiration in the plants. Okay. First of all, take the potted plant. So this is the potted plant with leaves. Okay. So pour the water before doing experiment. So this is the potted plant. Okay. Now which is enclosed with a glassware special apparatus. So glassware closed with A glassware is called as bell-like glassware. So this is bell jar. So this is the bell jar. Okay. So now plant is enclosed with bell jar or polythene bag, whatever it may be. Okay. Now we are taking glassware, that is bell jar. Okay. Is that okay? So the upper part of the bell jar again closed with wetted cloth. So this is the wetted cloth because it gives cooling effect. ఓకేనా? ముందు మీరు ఒక పాటెడ్ ప్లాంట్ తీసుకోండి. ఓకే, దానిపైన మీరు ఒక గ్లాస్ వేర్, దాన్ని మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నాం, మనం బెల్ జార్ అంటున్నాం. సో దిస్ ఇస్ బెల్ జార్, bell like jar. Okay, now so upper part is closed with wetted cloth. So wetted cloth తో క్లోజ్ చేయండి ఓన్లీ అప్పర్ పార్ట్. ఓకే, ఇట్ గివ్స్ కూలింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్. దీనివల్ల కూలింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ వస్తుంది అప్పర్ పార్ట్. ఓకే, రైట్. నౌ దిస్ కంప్లీట్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటల్ సెటప్ ఈస్ ప్లేస్డ్ ఇన్ సన్లైట్. Okay, so sunlight lo unchandi. Okay, after few hours, right, so leaves transpire, the released water, that is vapor, okay, which is released from the leaf, okay, which is deposited at the top of the bell jar. So these are water droplets. Okay, so water droplets are deposited at the top of bell jar. Okay, right. So this is the very clear evidence. Okay, this water is released from the leaves, but in the form of vapor. Okay, as cooling effect at the top of the bell jar. So this water is deposited in the form of droplets. And the droplets laga deposit avutundi. Okay, na? Yes. So this is the water which is released from the leaves through transpiration. Through transpiration. Okay. So very simple experiment. So practical exams lo మనం ఇది కూడా కండక్ట్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సెకండ్ వన్, కమ్ టు నెక్స్ట్ వన్, నెక్స్ట్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్. కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ paper method. So cobalt chloride paper method, it is also another experiment. Okay, right. Before that, listen to me. So these are the pieces of blotting papers. మీరు ఒక బ్లాటింగ్ పేపర్ తీసుకొని ఓకే ఇలా పీసెస్ గా కట్ చేయండి. So these are pieces of blotting paper. Then these pieces are placed in cobalt chloride solution. ఈ పేపర్ పీసెస్ ను మీరు కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ సొల్యూషన్ లో ఉంచండి ఫర్ ఫ్యూ మినిట్స్. ఓకే, దెన్ డ్రై ఇట్, తర్వాత డ్రై చేయండి. ఓకే, సో దీస్ పేపర్స్ టర్న్ ఇంటూ బ్లూ కలర్. సో బ్లూ కలర్ అంటే ఇక్కడ మీరు చేయాల్సింది ఏంటన్నా, ముందు పేపర్ పీసెస్ అన్ని కూడా కలెక్ట్ చేసుకుని ఆ పేపర్ పీసెస్ అనేటువంటి బ్లాటింగ్ పేపర్ ఓకే సో కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ సొల్యూషన్ లో డిప్ చేసి తర్వాత డ్రై చేయండి. డ్రై చేసిన తర్వాత సో విచ్ టర్న్ ఇంటూ విచ్ కలర్, బ్లూ కలర్. సో బ్లూ కలర్ లెక్ టర్న్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, రైట్. నౌ టేక్ ద potted plant. So this is the leaf. Okay, so this is the leaf. Such blue colored papers are placed on either side of the leaf. మీరు ఆ పేపర్స్ ను either side ఉంచండి. ఓకేనా, బోత్ సైడ్స్ పేపర్స్ ఉంచండి. ఓకే, ఫైనలీ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ గ్లాస్ స్లైడ్స్, మీరు ఒక గ్లాస్ స్లైడ్స్ తీసుకొని 2 గ్లాస్ స్లైడ్స్ సపోర్టింగ్ ఆన్ either side. ఓకే, So these are glass slides. Okay. Then by using thread, tie the two glasses, tie cheyandi, or by using rubber band, ఒక రబ్బర్ బ్యాండ్ తో ఫిట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, అంటే లీఫ్ మిడిల్ లో ఉండాలి, ఎయిదర్ సైడ్ కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ పేపర్స్ ఉండాలి, సపోర్టింగ్ గ్లాసెస్ మనం ఉంచేసి వాటిని టై చేయాలి. ఓకే, నౌ దిస్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటల్ సెటప్ ఈస్ ప్లేస్డ్ ఇన్ సన్నీ లొకాలిటీస్. ఓకే, సన్నీ లొకాలిటీస్ లో మనం ఉంచామనుకోండి. సో దెన్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్, రైట్? సో వాటర్ is released in the form of vapor from the leaf. Okay, this cobalt chloride paper absorbs water. These cobalt chloride papers absorb water which is released from the leaf. Okay, then they turn into pink color. Pink color. So papers pink color like turn outai when they absorb moisture which is released from the leaf surface. ఆ లీఫ్ సర్ఫేస్ నుంచి రిలీజ్ అయినటువంటి వాటర్ ను పేపర్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటాయి. ఓకేనా, దెన్ విచ్ టర్న్ ఇంటూ పింక్ కలర్. ఓకే, టెల్ మీ, దేర్ ఆర్ టూ కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ పేపర్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ ప్లేస్డ్ ఆన్ ఎయిదర్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ది లీఫ్. లీఫ్ కు ఎయిదర్ సైడ్ మనం టూ పేపర్స్ ఉంచాం కదా. సో విచ్ వన్ టర్న్స్ ఇంటూ మోర్ బ్రైట్ పింక్ కలర్? సో ఏ సైడ్ ఉన్నటువంటిది బ్రైట్ పింక్ కలర్ టర్న్ అవుతుంది? So generally the rate of transpiration is very high on the upper side. So upper side ఉన్నటువంటి పేపర్ వచ్చేసి ఎక్కువ బ్రైట్ కలర్ ఎక్కువ టర్న్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? సో as the presence of, so rate of transpiration is very high on the upper side. That's why it absorbs large amount of water and it turns into bright pink color when compared to lower side. So lower side ఉన్నటువంటి పింక్ కలర్ కంటే పైన ఉన్నటువంటి పింక్ ఉన్నది ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో ఇది కూడా మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చు అనమాట. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ది సెకండ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్. సో వన్ ఈస్ బెల్ జార్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ అండ్ అనదర్ వన్ ఈస్ కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ పేపర్ మెథడ్. కోబాల్ట్ క్లోరైడ్ పేపర్ మెథడ్. ఓకే, రైట్. సో నోట్ దిస్ పాయింట్, transpiration. So transpiration, it plays an important role. Transpiration, it plays a significant role in the process that is SPAC. So SPAC, SPAC, SPAC. So it is an abbreviated form. Okay, so what is its expansion? Soil, plant, atmosphere, continuum. So continuum, soil, plant, atmosphere, continuum. So what does it mean? Water moves from soil to plant, then plant to atmosphere, okay, again atmosphere to soil through rain. So this is water cycle. So water movement from soil to plant, then plant to atmosphere. Particularly this process is called as transpiration. So transpiration. So the movement of water from plant to atmosphere is called as transpiration. And finally water, it comes back to the soil through rain. So rain ద్వారా మళ్ళీ soil కి వస్తుంది. Again soil to plant, plant to atmosphere, and atmosphere to soil. Okay, so in this overall process, transpiration, it plays a significant role, especially for the movement of water from plant to atmosphere. Okay, ఈ plant నుంచి atmosphere కు water move అవుతుంది కదా. So what is the event? Transpiration. So that's why transpiration, it plays an important role in the process of SPAC. Okay, SPAC, an important abbreviative form. Okay, its expansion: soil, plant, atmosphere, continuum. Okay, so in which transpiration has significant role. Okay, right. So let us discuss. In the lower class, I mean in the first year syllabus, we already discussed about the structure of or stomata. Okay, am I right? So, in the unit plant anatomy, so tissues, epidermal tissues లో మనం స్టొమాటో స్ట్రక్చర్ అనేది ఆల్రెడీ స్టడీ చేస్తున్నాం. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అగైన్. రైట్ నౌ రైట్ డౌన్ photoactive stomata and scotoactive stomata. What is the difference between photoactive stomata and scotoactive stomata? Come to photoactive stomata first. Okay, right. So this is the most common type of stomata. So this is the most common. So most common type of stomata, that is photoactive stomata. Okay. So what is its characteristic feature? What is its characteristic feature? Listen to me carefully. Right. Generally, in the structure of stomata, there are two guard cells. So this is the aperture or pore, okay, which is surrounded by two guard cells. Above the guard cells, around the guard cells, these are subsidiary cells. Subsidiary cells. Okay. Yes. Listen to me. In case of photoactive stomata, stomata open during day and remains closed during night. Okay, such kind of stomata are called as photoactive stomata. Okay, these are most common type of stomata, can be seen in the most of the plants. Okay, write down photoactive stomata. In which this kind of stomata open during day and remains closed remains closed during night. Okay, so present in most of the plants. అందుకే మనం most common type of stomata అని చెప్పాం. Yes, come to rare type of stomata. Listen to me carefully. This kind of stomata are present usually in succulents. So succulents. Okay, succulents nothing but xerophytic plants. Xerophytic plants. Okay, so what are the succulents? They store water in various parts of the plant body for future purpose. Okay, in the form of gelatinous substance, mucilaginous substance. That's why their plant parts become fleshy. That means succulent. Okay, so listen to me. So these are xerophytes. That's why to reduce the rate of transpiration, they reduce the rate of transpiration. Their stomata open during night and remain closed during day. Quite opposite. Okay, so succulent scotoactive stomata, such kind of stomata open during night and remain closed during day. Okay, right on. This kind of stomata open during night and remain closed during the day. Quite opposite to photoactive. Okay, tell me. So this kind of stomata are usually found in succulents, a kind of xerophytic plants. Succulent xerophytes. Okay, give the suitable example plants. Best example plant for the presence of scotoactive stomata. Bryophyllum. Bryophyllum. And cactus. Cactus. It is also xerophytic plant. Cactus. Okay, na? Tell me. So what is the reason behind it? Why this kind of stomata open during night? Can you guess? Write down answer. To reduce the rate of transpiration. To reduce the rate of transpiration. This kind of stomata opens during night. Okay? Tell me. So as the opening of stomata during night, CO2 fixation also takes place during night. Okay? In the photosynthetic mechanism. So general ga photoactive stomata అనేవి డే టైం ఓపెన్ అవుతాయి కాబట్టి డే టైం CO2 ఫిక్సేషన్ ఉంటుంది. But scotoactive stomata they open during night. That's why fixation of CO2 also takes place during night. Okay, by this character succulent xerophytes differ from other plants. Okay, in all plants, almost all plants, fixation of CO2 takes place during day, but in succulent xerophytes fixation of CO2 takes place during night, because stomata open during night. That is the reason. Okay, right. So stomata not only helps in the process of transpiration, okay, it helps in exchange of gases also, uptake of CO2, release of O2. Okay, so exchange of gases also అందులో కూడా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ చూపిస్తాయి. ఓకేనా? రైట్. Tell me. So whenever transpiration takes place with the help of stomata. Such transpiration is known as stomatal transpiration. Okay, so approximately 90% of total water is released. 90% of total water is released through stomata. So this is stomatal transpiration. But not only stomata, cuticle. So cuticle, which is present above the epidermis, it is a waxy layer. Okay, some amount of water is released in the form of vapor through cuticle also. Okay, such transpiration is called as cuticular. So cuticular transpiration. So approximately 5 to 7% of transpiration takes place through cuticle. Okay, at the same time, lenticels. Do you know about lenticels? Which are formed after secondary growth, found in bark, cork. So lens-shaped openings. Okay, some amount of water is released through lenticels. Okay, such a transpiration is called as lenticellular transpiration. Lenticellular transpiration. So lenticellular transpiration chapali. Okay, so it accounts to 2 to 5% only. Very little amount of water is released through lenticels. Okay, so finally, when compared to stomatal transpiration, okay, cuticular and lenticellular transpirations are they play. Okay, through which very little amount of water is released into the atmosphere. Okay, na? So finally, transpirations are of three types: stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration, and lenticellular transpiration. Okay, right. Now we are discussing about the structure of stomata, and before, write down factors. So factors affecting rate of transpiration. Factors affecting rate of transpiration. Rate of transpiration. Right. So first one, temperature. Temperature. Tell me, an increase in the temperature of atmosphere. So what happens when temperature increases? Water potential in the atmosphere will be decreases. So that is dry atmosphere. ఇప్పుడు అట్మాస్ఫియర్ లో టెంపరేచర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయితే మాయిశ్చర్ ఉండదు, అంటే వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వాటర్ పొటెన్షియల్ గ్రేడియంట్ ఈజ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ బిట్వీన్ ప్లాంట్ బాడీ అండ్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్. Okay, so that is the reason water moves out from plant body to atmosphere according to water potential gradient. So it is very clear that an increase in the temperature will increases the rate of transpiration, directly proportional. Write down. An increase in the temperature of atmosphere will increases rate of transpiration. Okay, so next one, second factor, write down wind speed. So this is the second factor. Generally in summer, sir, present days తీసుకుంటే కదా, so wind speed higher గా ఉంటుంది. So wind speed that eliminates moisture from atmosphere. Wind speed ఎక్కువ ఉందంటే atmospheric moisture అంతా కూడా eliminate అవుతుంది. So that's why water potential decreases in atmosphere. Am I right? Yes. So that is the reason water potential gradient is established between the plant body and atmosphere. Wind speed ఎక్కువ ఉంది అంటే that is a dry atmosphere. అంటే water potential is very less in atmosphere. Okay, so water potential in the plant body is very high. So according to water potential gradient, water comes out into the surrounding. That means rate of transpiration will be increases. It is very clear. It is also directly proportional. Okay, write down. Increased wind speed will be increases rate of transpiration. Okay, right. Next, so atmospheric humidity. Or density. Atmospheric humidity or density. So this is it is also atmospheric factor, quite opposite, reverse. Okay, ఇప్పుడు atmospheric humidity increase అయిందంటే ఇప్పుడు atmospheric water potential కూడా increase అయినట్టే కదా. ఇప్పుడు atmospheric moisture increase అయిందంటే So water potential in the atmosphere increases. That's why the rate of transpiration decreases. Okay na? Right, note cheskondi. So increase in atmospheric humidity, increase in atmospheric humidity will decreases rate of transpiration. Okay, so these are the atmospheric factors. Atmospheric factors. Now come to plant factors. Plant factors. Okay, అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం plant factors చూసుకుందాం. Right, first one is number of stomata. Number of stomata. Very simple. Increase in the number of stomata will increase the rate of transpiration. ఎన్ని ఎక్కువ సంఖ్యలో మనకు స్టొమాటా ఉంటే రేట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ కూడా అంత ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో డైరెక్ట్లీ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్టొమాటా present on the leaf. So increase in the number of stomata will increase the rate of transpiration. Write down. Increase in the number of stomata will increases rate of transpiration. So second one, distribution of stomata. Distribution of stomata. Take the dorsiventral leaf, nothing but dicot leaf. Okay, on the upper epidermis, less number of stomata are present. Okay, whereas on the lower epidermis, more number of stomata present. Tell me. So distribution of stomata is unequal. Distribution of stomata is unequal. So that means very less number of stomata present on the upper epidermis, whereas more number of stomata present on the lower epidermis. Tell me, on which side the rate of transpiration is very high? Lower side. So as the presence of more number of stomata on the lower epidermis, the rate of transpiration also very high on the lower epidermis. So because of the unequal distribution of stomata. ఏ సైడ్ అయితే ఎక్కువ స్టొమాటా ఉంటాయో ఆ సైడ్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ కూడా హయ్యర్ గా ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? రైట్. సో అన్ఈక్వల్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ అది ఇక్కడ మనం మెన్షన్ చేయొచ్చు. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డైకాట్ లీఫ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ మోనోకాట్ లీఫ్ అప్రాక్సిమేట్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్టొమాటా ఆన్ బోత్ సైడ్స్ రిమైన్ సేమ్. ఓకే, ఇన్ మోనోకాట్ లీఫ్ ఆర్ ఐసోబైలేటరల్ లీఫ్ or monocot leaf, the number of stomata on either side remains same, almost equal. Okay, that's why the rate of transpiration also remains same on either side. So adi ikkada manam clearly mention cheyochu. Okay, so next come to third factor, root shoot ratio. So root shoot ratio. So this is the third plant factor. Okay, listen to me carefully. Now I am taking two plants as example. One is jowar, sorghum vulgare. Okay, and second one is maize. So this is the second plant, maize. So first one is jowar. Okay, listen to me carefully. In both the plants, absorbing system, that is root system, almost remains same. So these are fibrous roots. In both the plants, the length of root system or absorbing system remains same. Okay, but when compared to maize plant, jowar, which is taller, so these are the leaves, presence of more number of leaves when compared to maize. So maize to compare cheste, okay na, shoot system is taller and having more number of leaves, more number of leaves, right? So come to maize. So maize is the dwarf, shorter than jowar. So it has less number of leaves. Less number of leaves. Okay na? అయితే మీరు అక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సింటున్నా. So this is the root system. It absorbs water. So the amount of water absorbed by root system is same, remains same in both the plants because the presence of same length of root system. But when compared to maize, shoot system is much longer. Okay, చూడండి రెండిట్లో రూట్ సిస్టమ్ సేమ్, కాకపోతే ట్రాన్స్పైరింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంది కదా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ట్రాన్స్పైరింగ్ సిస్టమ్, నథింగ్ బట్ షూట్ సిస్టమ్. అంటే మెయిన్స్ వాటర్ తీసుకుంటుంది కానీ తక్కువ వాటర్ ను ట్రాన్స్పైర్ చేస్తుంది. బట్ అంతే అమౌంట్ లో జోహార్ కూడా వాటర్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంది కానీ ఎక్కువ వాటర్ ను రిలీజ్ చేస్తుంది. టెల్ మీ, సో ఇన్ దీస్ టూ ప్లాంట్స్, in which plant root shoot ratio is very high? First plant, that is jowar. Okay, when compared to jowar, root shoot ratio is very less. That's why rate of transpiration also very less. Okay, it is very clear. An increase in root shoot ratio will increases the rate of transpiration. Right out. Increase in root shoot ratio, increase in root shoot ratio will increases rate of transpiration. Okay, right. So come to another factor. So next one, fourth one, canopy structure. So canopy structure. So what is meant by canopy? So canopy is aerial plant body. So living root system, it is an aerial plant body. So it includes stem, branches, leaves, etc. So that such aerial plant body is called as canopy. So canopy structure also affects rate of transpiration. Listen to me. For example, this is the herb, smaller plant. So this is the smaller plant, herbaceous plant, soft stemmed plant. Right. So this is the tree. So these are the branches. So it has many leaves and branches and leaves. Okay, tell me, whenever we observe these two plants, in which one canopy structure is less and canopy structure is more complex and high? Second one, in trees. Okay, so canopy structure increase aithe kana rate of transpiration kuda increase avutundi. So canopy structure ante so nothing but aerial plant body, living root system. Okay, so whenever canopy structure is very complex, it has more number of branches and more number of leaves. That's why in such plant rate of transpiration also very high. It is very clear. Okay, Right. And last one, note this point. Percent of percent of percent of number of opened stomata. Percent of number of opened stomata. Percent of number of opened stomata. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకు ఒకటేనన్నా ఎన్ని స్టొమేటా ఉన్నాయనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు, అందులో ఎన్ని ఓపెన్ ఉన్నాయనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకేనా? మీకు ఫస్ట్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ కూడా ఇలాగే ఉంటుంది, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్టొమేటా అని చెప్పాను నేను. ఓకేనా? బట్ దిస్ ఈస్ percent of number of opened stomata. Okay, also affects the rate of transpiration. It is very clear. So number of opened stomata increases, rate of transpiration also increases. Okay, no change. Increase in the percent of number of opened stomata, increase in the percent of number of stomata, the rate of transpiration also increases. ఓకేనా? ఎన్ని ఓపెన్ స్టొమేటా ఉంటే రేట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ కూడా అంత ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఫ్యాక్టర్స్. ఓకే, ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ we will discuss about the mechanism of very important mechanism. Okay, interesting mechanism, right? So discussing about the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata, okay, by using the theory, potassium flux theory, okay, proposed by scientist Leavitt. Okay, we will discuss later.